Ready, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Good afternoon. The 36th District Court for the State of Michigan is back in session. I am Judge Christina B. Kennedy, and I'm calling the docket for Friday, March 22nd, 2024. This is the 1:30 p.m. docket. I'm calling the docket ahead of time. Today is March 21st. I am calling the docket again for Friday, March 22nd, 2024. Now calling case number 24344079. This is Suri LLC versus Barbara Irving and all occupants of 19600 Telegraph Road in the city of Detroit. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24344080. This is La Banderita LLC versus Victoria F. Breeze, spelled B-R-Y-S, and all occupants of 16677 Carlisle Street. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24344081. Maxmar 3601 LLC versus Talia Taylor and all occupants of 21513 Linden in the city of Detroit. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24344082. Dre Day Investment Group LLC versus William Arnaz Richardson and all occupants of 12749 Monte Vista in the city of Detroit. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24344083. NCAP LLC versus Katrina Shaw and all occupants of 9242 Sussex in the city of Detroit. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24344097. 1291 Palmer Lane LLC versus Brandy Matheson and Jonathan Williams and all occupants of 1291 West State Fair, apartment 107. This matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. And finally, calling case number 24344132, Terry Miller versus LaRobin Riley and all occupants of 13577 Tuller Street in the city of Detroit. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. All of the matters that I've just called are scheduled for a first hearing to be held via Zoom at 1:30 p.m. on Friday, March 22nd, 2024. Pursuant to Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2020-17, all first hearings are to be adjourned. Therefore, these matters will be adjourned. For matter ending in 079, this matter is adjourned to May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. That will be in person in courtroom 433 down at the 36th District Court, which is located at 421 Madison in downtown Detroit. Plaintiffs are to bring all substantiating documents, including a copy of the deed, a lease agreement, rental ledgers if rent as an issue, and a completed proof of service. That concludes the matter ending in 079. For matter ending in 080, this matter is adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. As with the previous case, this will take place in person at the 36th District Court in courtroom 433. Plaintiffs are to provide all substantiating documentations on or before the next court date of May 10th. Defendants are to bring any documentation that supports their defense. It needs to be reduced to paper. Specifically, I'm speaking of pictures and rental receipts. When the defendants log into the court hearing tomorrow, they will have an opportunity to speak to an agency attorney, as defendants are entitled or do have a right to be represented by counsel. And the defendants for these matters may either retain an attorney or seek legal advice from the agency attorneys, who will provide legal advice for the day with the potential of them taking on cases throughout the close of the proceedings, and that will be free of charge. Again, the matter is adjourned to May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. For matter ending in 082, this matter is adjourned to May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. That'll be in person in courtroom 433 down at the 36th District Court. Plaintiffs are to provide the substantiating documentation. Defendants are to bring any evidence supporting their defense, and it needs to be reduced to paper. For matter ending in 083, this matter is adjourned to May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. As with all cases, plaintiffs are to bring all substantiating documentation to the next court hearing, or the matter can be dismissed. Defendants are to bring paper copies of any evidence that supports the defendant's defense, and the defendants who log in tomorrow will have an opportunity to speak to counsel. That concludes the matter ending in 083. For matter ending in 097, there is no proof of service in the file. I am checking our court's register of actions to see if a proof of service has indeed been filed. Register of actions does not reflect that a proof of service has been filed. Therefore, this matter is tentatively adjourned to April 19th, 2024 at 1:35 p.m. via Zoom. The court will adjourn the matter to this date unless the defendant appears in court tomorrow. If the defendant appears in the Zoom hearing scheduled for March 22nd at 1:30 p.m., the court will adjourn the matter to May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. And that hearing would take place in person down at the 36th District Court in courtroom 433. Madam Clerk will be present, and she can determine which adjourn date to provide to the parties. That concludes the matter ending in 097. For matter ending in 132, there is no proof of service in the file. I am checking the register of actions to see if a proof of service has been filed. The register of actions indicates that a proof of service was actually filed in this matter on March 18th, 2024. And so the court is going to adjourn this matter to May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. That will be in person in courtroom 433 at the 36th District Court, which is located at 421 Madison in downtown Detroit. As with all of the cases that I have called this afternoon, plaintiffs are to bring all substantiating documentation, including a copy of the deed, a copy of the lease agreement. If rent is at issue, a copy of the most up-to-date rental ledger, a completed proof of service, and if there's a property management agreement, I need a copy of that as well, or the case could be dismissed at the next court hearing. Defendants are to bring any evidence that supports their defense, and that evidence needs to be reduced to paper. Specifically, I'm speaking of photographs or rental receipts. Defendants have the right to be represented by counsel. They can either hire their own attorneys or speak to the agency attorneys that will be present in the Zoom session on March 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Those attorneys will provide legal advice for the day with the potential of them taking on the defendant's case to represent them throughout the close of these proceedings, and that will be free of charge to the defendants. Again, matter ending in 132 is adjourned to May 10th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in person. For matter ending in 081, this is Maxmar 3601 LLC versus Talia Taylor and occupants of 21513 Linden. The court file does contain a notice of dismissal by plaintiff. It is signed by attorney William Saman, who represents the plaintiff, and is going to dismiss this matter. This matter will be dismissed pursuant to plaintiff's request. I am signing the dismissal order now. And so matter ending in 081 is dismissed without prejudice. That concludes this matter, and that concludes the March 22nd, 2024 docket. And we are in recess.